Fit in 10 Nation, it is day 13 of the Fit in 10 Challenge. And listen, I want to get right into some things here and show you guys what I do with my food, okay? And just some of the things that, or how I have it basically structured in my fridge. So I just pulled out some items here that I have, and of course I don't want to keep them outside the fridge for too long because a lot of them are meats and stuff. You're gonna see here, I could have some carbohydrates here, but I don't really, you know, aside from the vegetables that are here. And you know, the nuts have a little bit of carbs. My diet is low in carbs, okay? So this is why you're not gonna see many carb sources, but I could have, you know, some rice or yams or something made here, all right? So without further ado, let's get into it, all right? So you wanna see, this looks like, it's very basic. It's very easy. So this is just chicken breast, okay? And you can see I've cut some there because I was weighing it out. So these are just chicken breasts. This is organic chicken from Costco, and the marinade on this, which I will throw out there, is basically a combination of stevia and cayenne pepper and a few other spices. So it's like a bit sweet and spicy, but no calories on this chicken breast. So it's just chicken breast cooked with a seasoning and just put in a Ziploc, okay? And just like my salmon, which I have every morning, all right? So this is a few fillets of salmon. Well, I've eaten maybe half of it, so it's probably about one left in here. And again, I put a different kind of topping on this, which I will share with you guys. But again, this is just baked in the oven, okay? The topping that I put on this takes about 5 minutes to make, so I mean, the whole thing, aside from waiting for it in the oven, takes, you know, just like the chicken as well, takes, you know, 5 minutes. Okay, so 2 good sources of protein here. Another source of protein, steak. Okay, and actually Martine made this steak. This is barbecued steak. She likes it barbecued, so I don't mind it, but I typically will just bake my stuff. But again, it's just, you know, we put a bit of seasoning on this, goes in the barbecue, cook it all up, and into Ziplocs and into the fridge. I like the Ziploc bags because they're just more economical space-wise. Not good for the environment, but I know. All right, so, you know, those are the 3 major proteins that I have prepared in my fridge right now. Broccoli, okay? So with the broccoli here, I just put this basically in boiling water and I let it sit for, like, I boil the water, I pour it in, I make sure it's fully immersed in the water, and then I let it sit in the water for about 5 minutes with the heat turned off. So it stays on the element, but so basically just kind of, it's still a bit crunchy after you take it out of the water, but it's kind of like, you know, equivalent to lightly steamed. All right, and then I just put it in bags. It's in my fridge. It's all ready to go. Broccoli, I don't typically measure, by the way. I just kind of eyeball a cup or 2. I usually go through a whole Costco bag, about 1 pound per day. No, sorry, a Costco bag's 2 pounds. So I go maybe about through half a bag. No, I go through about a bag a day. Yeah, so about 2 pounds a day. Some fats here for you. Okay, but this is not exhaustive, by the way. I don't want to go through everything in my fridge. I'll show you guys some more stuff in another few days. Yeah, just some pistachios. These are just straight from the bag. These are salted pistachios. They're roasted. That's it. Source of fat here. Of course, there's a little bit of carbs in these. These, by the way, by weight, as most nuts are 50%. Okay, so with the shell off, I should say. Half of the weight is pure fat. All right, so just so you know, if you ever want to weigh out, like, if you weigh these out, okay, so if you weigh out 60 grams of this, half of it is the shell, and then half of that half is, like, you know, protein and carbs and some water. So basically what I'm saying is 60 grams will be 15 grams of fat. Okay, so that's how you know pistachios right away. A quarter of what you measure out will be pure fat. All right, walnuts. These are no salt, nothing. They're not roasted. They're just raw walnuts. I typically will put these in my shakes, and I'll have about 2 a day. And walnuts are more fat dense, by the way. These are one nut that are about 2/3 fat, all right? So if you measure out 20 grams, you're getting about 13, 14 grams of fat. Okay? These, by the way, walnuts, very high in polyunsaturated fats, specifically omega-3s, which is, you know, important, right? But again, just put in a Ziploc bag, it's in the fridge. I'm very basic when it comes to food. All right, so some food items for you guys. All right, quickly, some questions here. Somebody had mentioned that they're having a hard time eating. Listen, if you have a hard time eating your food, and you know, like this individual's at 213 pounds, and this individual is getting just under 2,700 calories. Your food's not really that high. What the problem is here is just it's the amount of protein. That's the difference, and that's what's making you feel full. So my suggestion is break up your meals more. Okay, go with 5 or 6 meals. All right, so your protein is probably somewhere around 200 grams. If you break that up into 6 meals, that's like 33, 35 grams per meal. You know, which, you know, the chicken breast, it's going to be like, what is it going to be? Maybe 5 ounces. Okay, so like this much chicken. It shouldn't be that much food to eat at one serving. Okay, not that much protein. Okay, your calories, guys. Your calories are not that high. It's just the choices of food. You can easily go to a fast food restaurant, sit down, eat a meal that's 1,500 calories, and you won't feel it. All right, it's just now you're forced to kind of make better choices with your food, and of course, because the food's more nutrient dense, and it's going to be much more voluminous, and it's just going to feel like, you know, a greater, well, it is a greater volume of food, but calorically speaking, it's not. Okay, it's probably not more than you're eating before. Okay, I highly doubt it, because listen, you guys are all going to be losing weight, so it's which tells me it's not. Okay, it's not like you're eating more. Okay, so go with smaller meals. Let's do one more question here. Let's see. Okay, listen. When you guys are telling me what you're gonna do, like when I ask you a question, what is something you can improve upon for the following week? Don't say things like work harder. Okay, like that's great and all, and I appreciate that. If you want to work harder, if you are gonna work harder, that's great. But give me something more tangible. What exactly are you going to do? Let's put something. Let's make this more accountable. Let's make something more measurable. What are you going to do? You know, something like, I am going to make sure I get a good source of protein, you know, 4 times a day. That would be a very tangible thing, right? Every single day. All right, put something tangible. I'm going to make sure I fulfill my protein requirements every single day next week. That would be very, very, you know, tangible, very measurable, right? So put something in there specific. Not try to do more or work harder, or, you know, it's great, but it doesn't, you know, there's no accountability really with that, right? It doesn't really, there's nothing that we have to match. All right, so think about that. All right, listen, message of the day, and you know, this goes in tune with what I mention every single day, and that is, we are what we repeatedly do. Right, excellence then is, it's not an act, but it's a habit, right? So it's what we do creates, you know, what we're gonna get, right? So it's not what we do here and there, right? It's what we make as habits, right? If we want to be excellent, if we want to be doing something right, we've got to make it a habit. So we've got to plan and prepare. I know you hear me say this over and over again. It's like, yeah, but it's seriously, that's the only way you're gonna do well in this. You gotta plan and prepare. All right, you cannot wing this. Plan and prepare. All right, so one more time. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but it's a habit. All right, make habits for yourself. Okay, put these things in your workouts, your cardiovascular work, your weight training, your meal prep. Put these things in as non-negotiable pillars in your calendar, as rocks, okay? As I've said before. All right, you guys, submit, commit, do what you got to do. Give it everything you got. I know a lot of you have a lot more there, all right? Just focus and hone in on what you got to do. Take advantage of your mornings, okay? Get up a little bit earlier, make things happen. It's not that hard. This stuff is not hard to do. It's just planning. It's very, very easy. You can make up all this stuff very fast in one morning, okay? All right, we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a wonderful day.